Hello and welcome. I am Anku Goyal and this is the third episode of Life's True Value, a special Walk the Talk series where together with the top guns of the corporate world, we try to understand the true value of experience through unique perspectives. We invite these esteemed guests to explain the elusive concept of return on experience or ROX and its intricate connection with luxurious residential properties. Return on experience is among the top priorities for the corporate leaders these days. They are investing a huge amount of time and resources to improve the ROX for their customers and people. So it is only logical when they are investing in a residential property, they would seek to maximize their ROX. Contemporary aesthetics, ultra-advanced amenities and breathtaking views. These residential properties have it all. But why do penny-wise people like corporate hotshots pour their fortunes into these homes? Is it to just make a statement, or do they really feel there's some connection between one's place of living and their productivity? Join us as we solve these mysteries with our distinguished guest, a BFSI veteran with over 25 years of financial acumen. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a very warm welcome to our guest of this episode, Mr. Vighnesh Shahane. An ex-Ranji player, a people's man and a seasoned insurance professional, Mr. Vighnesh Shahane is the CEO and Managing Director of Ageas Federal Life Insurance. An alumnus of prestigious Narsimhanji Institute of Management Studies, Mr. Shahane is credited with elevating Ageas Federal Life Insurance to the rank among the top 10 insurance companies in the country. He joined the company in 2014 and with his unconventional approach, deeper connect with the audience and emphasis on the values like integrity, dedication and accountability, he transformed it from a loss-making firm to a highly profitable venture. In his illustrious career, he has worked in consumer banking and life insurance across diverse geographies, varied markets and multiple customer segments. He has worked with well-known financial organizations like ANZ Grindlays and Standard Chartered Bank in India, and of course the Mashreq Bank in UAE. He is also a key member and speaker at prominent industry platforms like CII, ASSOCHAM and FICCI. It is a rare opportunity to understand the concept of return on experience and its intricate connection to one's place of living. And who better can we have than a distinguished guest today, Mr. Vighnesh Shahane, to help us understand the whole idea about return on experience and his experience around that. Thank you so much, Vighnesh sir, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
It was a pleasure to have you for this episode.
Thank you.
Getting straight to the point, I would like to speak with you. You are someone who has been in this whole industry of insurance or finance, if I can say so, for decades now. And having excelled there and being in the leadership position, I think you might have cracked into the nitty-gritties of understanding this buzzword, if I can say, return on experience. Can you just help me understand a little bit what it means to you?
I think as a customer, every customer at the heart is looking for the experience he gets out of a brand.
Yes.
It's not as much how much he pays for it or what he gets in return.
Okay.
It's the experience of buying and experiencing that brand, which is also important. I can ask you as a customer, you've been a customer many times.
Yes.
Don't you look for experience, whether you fly in a flight or whether you buy something or whether you buy a dress?
Really adds on to the value that I have spent
It's
on
the
it.
experience that counts, and people are waking up to this now.
Yes.
People are waking up. It's not so much about pricing. It's about creating an overall experience right from the point you buy to the point to the after-sale service. It's the entire experience basket which is so important to get customers, to retain customers and to get more customers. Every company is now focusing on the experience they give customers.
Yes.
It could be insurance, it could be banking, it could be an FMCG, it could be an airline, but it's all about the experience.
So it is an important term that we have cracked.
I think it's the most important thing.
And how do you think now it has started relating to the whole idea of residential properties and the living space we buy or we choose to live in?
I think the place we choose to live in,
Yes.
not invest in,
Not invested.
makes a big difference because you spend about 8 to 10 hours at work, in your place of residence. You have to be in a good state of mind to play your best game, to provide your customers or employees with the best experience. You can't be unhappy and yet be productive, or yet create a great experience for people.
True.
You have to be in a great state of mind. So I think living places play a very important role. Living places play an extremely important role in putting in the right state of mind. A living place should be, according to me, should be bright, should be airy, should have the amenities.
What are the factors that you think would affect the ROX for you when you consider a living space? Are there some parameters or factors there as well that you say these are the things I definitely think should be there for me to choose that living space that gives a good experience or return on it?
I think I need to stay in a gated community. I need to see people and be around people. I need top-class amenities. I might not use them very often. I might not use the gym very often, but I want the gym to be top class. I want it to be top class whenever I decide to use it. I might not use the swimming pool very often, but I want the swimming pool to be world class when I decide to use it. Besides that, in my own house, the ROX should be created by a meditation room, a workout room, a lot of bookshelves, and a reclining chair where I can have an afternoon siesta.
So these are the things, even if you're not using it all the time, but the
But you want them. But you want them.
You want them.
The funny thing about creating experiences is you don't need to do it all the time. But when you decide to do it, few and far between, it should give you that good experience.
So when you choose your living spaces or the houses we say are luxurious houses that we choose, it does matter to what kind of experience it wholesomely brings to you.
Absolutely.
Rather than individually what you do with it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So let me take you around and show you some more experiential
forward to
places
it,
in the property and see what kind of return value you create from it. So Vighnesh, we are at the most open space area in this property. It's the terrace area, the most attractive part of the whole property. How do you feel like?
Uncle, this is, when I stepped in, I said, what a wonderful place. Where in Bombay would you find so much space and a sea view to boot? In Bombay, you can't even find space to park your car.
True.
I mean, this is unheard of. This is really wonderful and
If
lovely.
I ask you, which is your favorite, spot in a living space which you would like to go to ease out, to burst your stress?
Something like this.
Yeah.
Lot of space, greenery, and a sea view. I mean, that puts me in a perfect state of mind for anything.
True that. So how does Vighnesh manage his mind? How does he manage the stress around in his work life and personal life?
Uncle, it might sound a little counterintuitive to you and a little surprising, but I'm less stressed now than I was 12 years back before I became CEO.
Wow.
The reason being, everybody thinks that's high stress.
Yeah, because
the reason being, I have 10 or 12 people who directly report to me, who are competent, who are sincere, who are hardworking, who do all the heavy lifting. Yes, I have to take decisions which will impact not only employees but even their families, and all the buck stops at me. But I think all the heavy lifting is done by my team, so I'm pretty chill, as you can make out now.
I think you've managed people better to manage your stress.
I think what I do is you need to hire right, and once you hire right and train right, you need to empower people and delegate.
Yes.
And I think I'm fairly good at that. So I think there's no greater motivation to an employee than empowerment.
I think it comes from your state of mind, which I think is correlated again to where we were speaking about the living space having an impact on your mind.
Absolutely.
In your living space, which is that one area that you pick out as this is the place where I really like to be and enjoy?
My workout room.
Wow.
Which has a treadmill, which has a yoga mat, which has some weights. And whenever I'm feeling a little under the weather or less in energy, I go and have a quick workout and I feel better than I felt ever before.
It is an energy booster,
It's
fitness,
absolutely,
is it right?
the workout could be 15 minutes or 20 minutes. It doesn't need to be a 1 hour workout.
True.
Just 10, 15, or 20 minutes or jog or run or some yoga, and that puts me in the right state of mind.
As you were saying that the amenities that you look for should be in the best shape when you go there.
That's right.
So how important it has been for you, like if you go for your yoga or your workout, that the space has to be really spelling or speaking of that opulence.
So all this I do in my own house, so it doesn't need to be reeking of opulence. You don't need to spend money to have a great experience. That's something I want to make clear. You can have a great experience without spending the kind of money. Things should be functional, and that's what I look at. I just want things to be functional. For example, I want my treadmill to be functional when I start it.
So it can't just be looking elegant and a piece that is not
It can't be looking
working.
elegant and not work.
Not working.
And in life, I like going for runs because you don't depend on any gadgets for running. You just require a good pair of shoes, socks, and the road ahead.
We cannot miss out talking to you when you're talking about your run and fitness interest on you having played the Ranji Trophy.
That's right, yeah.
So we're speaking to a man who was a passionate cricketer, to say so. So how do you balance or you bring that, impact on your work life today? Do you see some relevance of sportsmanship in your life?
Anku, I'll tell you, I've said this to a lot of people. Whatever life lessons I learned through cricket on the cricket field are more than I've learned in any boardroom or any classroom. Exactly. Cricket is why I am here today with you. I owe everything to cricket. I am what I am because of cricket and the life lessons I learned playing a team sport.
Wow.
In fact, I tell youngsters, play a team sport at any level. It teaches you a lot in life and gives you great life lessons which will stand you in good stead.
So is that what you say, the team spirit that you've learned in cricket is what you put through your team to get the maximum of your productivity and work satisfaction that they deserve?
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the first thing I told my employees when I had a town hall and I became CEO 10 years back was, I'm going to run you like a sports team. I'm going to be frank. Like in a sports team, your captain tells you if you've done well, if you've not done well. It's only in corporates that we are socialistic. We give everybody a good rating. We never frank with people. I believe in open, honest communication. Yeah, I believe in meritocracy. And that's how sports teams are run. Successful sports teams. And I believe in complete engagement. That's how successful sports teams
And
are
I think
run.
they get more chances to even fail with your leadership.
If you make a mistake, no problems. But don't repeat a mistake. But people are not penalized for making mistakes. Politics and bureaucracy are two enemies that I weed out. Every organization has some level of politics, but you will see in our organization, I try to dismiss politics and bureaucracy to what extent I can. I want everybody to come in, play his best game, communicate in a fearless, courageous manner, and that's how the company moves ahead. That's what motivates people.
So Vighnesh, you gave us a real good insight on how you manage your team and work. But to know more about your business and industry, we surely need to head to the business center here, which gives us the vibe and the environment where we can go and talk about business
Sure,
and the
look
journey.
forward to it.
So let's go and explore. So Vighnesh, we're here at the business center. So let's talk some business and understand from you the real meaning of ROX, especially when you talk about insurance company, insurance sector, where you have really aced it up for many, many years. How do we understand ROX or ROI when it comes to insurance company?
I think ROI is passé. It's now ROX.
Yeah.
Especially, it's extremely critical in an industry like insurance, where I don't know how much you know about insurance, but it's a pretty commoditized industry. Everyone has the same products. Everyone has the same processes. So how do you differentiate? I think you differentiate through experience you give your customers, through the experience you give your distributors, through the experience you give your employees. So I think ROX in a commoditized, it's important everywhere, but in a commoditized industry like insurance, it's paramount.
So how difficult it gets for you to create that experience? Like, is it like you have to strategize particularly for ROX now in insurance to?
Not really. I think the word ROX has just been coined recently, but there were words like customer centricity, employee friendliness,
Or customer
management,
satisfaction.
customer distributor satisfaction, which were floating around for many years. But what does it mean? It all means ROX. It all means their experience with your service and the experience you give them.
So is it like something which is a term that we have started using much more frequently?
I think everybody, it's a term which is newly coined, but I think it was being used in under various names for a long time now.
So coming from the insurance space, we always know that it is not an easy industry per se. How do you tell us your experience of, getting to that success level in the insurance company, getting that name, fame, called the successful person representing the insurance company, being a CEO for a decade and more?
The insurance industry, you're rightly said, Anko, it's very competitive. There are 25 players and 70% of the market share is one monopolistic supplier, which is LIC. The industry has to be competitive. Having said that, I think we have a long way to go at Ageas Federal. We've had a stop and start journey, but our aspiration is not to be in the top 10 biggest companies or the top 5 largest companies, but we want to be an admired company. We want to be a profitable company. We want to be a great company to invest in, to work for, and to buy from. We're very clear. If it means being number 15, so be it. But we don't want to sacrifice customer experience, employee satisfaction, or employee experience and shareholder experience.
Yes.
That is something we don't want to compromise on.
But are there parameters at all that you said that these are the parameters basis which ROX is assured, like these are the basic parameters set to bring out that satisfaction for your customers and your people?
See, the insurance industry can be, the results for each company can be sliced and diced in different ways.
Yes.
But the parameters that you're asking for, what is an important parameter is profits and the dividends you give.
True.
So that's a parameter for shareholders. For employees, we have various surveys to understand where we are at a level of employee engagement. You know, in the last survey we did, we were voted the best place to work, greatest place to work for the sixth or seventh year in a row. And that person told me that, you know, Vighnesh, well done. You know, last year was 65% engagement and now you're at 70% engagement. So I said 70% engagement is not good enough.
Yes.
Can you imagine a cricket team of 10 people, 11 people having only 7 people who want to win?
Yes.
They're not going to win. They're not going to win unless everybody wants to win. So that is the ultimate aim. And distributor and customer, and we measure customer parameters we use to measure customer experience are many. It starts at the point of sale. It always starts at the point of sale. And then we invested largely in digitalization, IT, to enhance the customer experience, to reduce turnaround times, to ease the customer's onboarding process. And we all measure it all through an NPS score.
Okay.
We have NPS scores at various customer touch points, and we measure and we track our progress against these NPS scores. So across every category, whether it's shareholder, employee, distributor, customer, we are tracking our progress.
So there is a design method to approach this.
There is a science. It's not a hit and run. There is a science. We know where we want to be. And we are very focused on that's what we want to be. We do not get distracted by what's happening, the noise happening around us.
Being focused, designing it in a specific...
Because otherwise you can go all over the place. I mean, you can choose top line, you can choose profitability, you can choose...
whatever works to get it is not the way you...
Yeah, but we said that we have to have the employee filter, we have to have the customer filter, we have to have the shareholder filter in what we do. We cannot be overawed or overwhelmed by, say, IT. We cannot be overwhelmed and overawed by digitalization and just do it. It's a means to an end.
It is a means to an end.
It's not an end in itself.
It is not an end.
So we have to put the customer filter, the employee experience filter, the shareholder experience filter in every activity we do. Otherwise, you can get waylaid.
So with the clarity you're giving, I want to understand one more aspect of you.
Yeah.
How important, according to you, is the workspace relatable or your living space relatable to the productivity, the end result? Do you think it is?
I'll just give you one example, Anshu. We had COVID for 2 years.
Yes.
Okay. Work from home and hybrid model remained popular for a long time. Why did that happen? Because people went for staycations, people went back home, people went to their parents' house, people
got
went
into
to
the comfort zone.
They got into the comfort zone. And this tells you that home space experience enhances, if you have a positive experience, if you have a positive vibe at home, it enhances productivity. Just why did it work from home? And at least our company and our industry, the productivity, we actually did well in the 2 years we were closer. So I really don't know why we need people in office. If they're more productive working from home or wherever they're comfortable, so be it. But then, you know, we need them to come to office to maintain a certain discipline.
True.
So that's one thing. On the personal front, I changed home twice in the last 10 years.
Wow.
And I can tell you for sure, this is personally speaking, I can tell you for sure that home makes a big difference in your productivity. It's the ambience at home, everything from the lighting to the brightness to the vibe to the experience you get when you ring your doorbell and somebody opens the front door. It's out of the world. In fact, I'm more productive on Saturday and Sunday when I'm at home than I'm in office. So that's how important it is.
So this you realize now, or you always?
No, I've realized I've always wondered why I'm more productive on a Saturday and Sunday when I'm at home. And then the answer is I'm so comfortable at home. I've great experience at home. We have to take cognizance of the fact that in Bombay, real estate is expensive.
Yes.
Houses are small.
Yes.
Travel time is lot. So the entire experience, home to office, could be a little challenging for most people.
True.
So we have to ensure that we have to have a great experience given to people in office.
Yes.
If they get it home in office, well and good.
How do you think that is great?
So if you come to a new office, and we were at Kamla Mills, and we
Yes.
just shifted about 6 or 7 years back. It's a very happy, cheerful, and got a very positive vibe. See, an employee spends more time in office than at home.
True.
So it's essential that if we can't get the experience at home, we provide it to an office, because that enhances productivity.
So, you said a very nice line about how a house or your workspace can add to the real success story. You have had a journey which is really successful, at least how we measure it. So we are very thankful to you for today taking out time from your busy schedule and sharing insights and bringing some value addition to understanding life value experience. And return on experience is relatable to your work and the living space. So thank you so much, Vighnesh, for giving us this time and making us more worthwhile to understand and correlate everything.
Thanks for having me here.
Thank you, Vighnesh, for
Thanks for
sparing
having
time
me
for
here.
this episode. Concluding this episode, I would like to express my gratitude for Mr. Vighnesh Shahane, who took out time from his busy schedule and shared such valuable insights with us. As we say goodbye, keep in mind that your home is more than a physical space. It is an architect of success and a sanctuary of productivity. This is Anko Goel signing off from 25 South, one of India's most luxurious living places, where every corner speaks opulence and elegance. Wishing you all a productive and fulfilling journey ahead.